Hi, I'm Zach Johnston from the Wichita manufacturing plant where we manufacture the case, compact track loader, and skid steer loader. Today we're going to talk about the product quality updates that we've done to the machine in the last year to year and a half. As you can see in the cab here, machines are now being delivered with a green drain tube. This is with removal of the remote drain system on all frame sizes of machines. So when a machine delivers, this tube will now be zip tied to this strut in the cab for easy installation on the new fitting on the bottom of the engine oil pan. We've made a modification to the boom up valve. Previously it was a one-way valve to where if you lifted it you could lower the loader arms if you needed to. This valve is now bidirectional and you can both lower and raise the loader arms. Due to some loosening concerns we were receiving from the field, we made some modifications to how we assemble the lap bar pivot bracket to the ROPS assembly itself. We've also made a modification to the bracket to include a countersink in the backside of the bracket so the full clamp load is on the ROPS tube instead of on the rib nut face. We've made some modifications to the hydraulic coupler plumbing for better reliability in the field. We've taken the valve body here that was offset to one side and we've centered it so that we've got mirrored routing on both sides for ideal hose routing and retention. The hoses are also mega tough to eliminate any rub-through failures as they cycle with hydraulic pressure. The hoses that swing under here we've also modified to come into the side of the valve so that we've got better retention onto the step instead of coming from the bottom where they previously were located. Now standard from the factory is the heavy-duty coupler on all large frame machines. This coupler has a double tube design to provide the stability and durability that this front coupler plate needs in extreme applications. We've made a modification to the pin in this joint here. It remains a greaseless joint, but it's gone from a tapered pin to a straight pin setup to give us the strength and durability we need in this location. On the lower joint here on the tilt cylinder, we've also changed the pin material and increased the bushing size to give us better life over the use of the machine and reduce any play at higher hours on the machine. On the radial machines, we've made a change in the loader arm and how the lower boss sits in the loader arm itself to alleviate any concerns we were having of this joint breaking out in extreme duty applications. The loader arm itself, top and bottom plates, now come further over the boss, which give us better weld penetration and increased weld shelf on this joint. On the front door hinge, we've made two modifications. The first is making this a greasable joint. It'll still come from the factory with anti-seize installed in this location, but now has the ability to be greased at regular service intervals. And we've also made the hinge parts themselves serviceable in the field, so if a customer does damage this, you can replace just the hinge components instead of the entire door frame. With the launch of the SV340, we made modifications to the loader arm so it could withstand the increased stress that we expect it to see. We have carried over those changes into all large frame vertical loader arms that include additional doubler plate and reinforcements in the loader arm itself, as well as a different pin joint where the lift cylinder mates into the loader arm. This once used to be a bolt-through pin joint and is now a flag pin joint. Due to some failures in snow removal application of our master disconnect switch, we made a change in design to an IP69 rated master disconnect switch. With our new loop system design, the tube hose combination design, we've made some modifications to the hose to increase durability and longevity of this system. Hoses are now fully wrapped in Cordura sleeving to prevent any rub-through failures as they route from the tube connection to the pump. On the pump side of the install, we have made a modification in a few hose lengths to give us better repeatability in manufacturing as far as the routing goes, and we've also created a jig used in the manufacturing process that helps us repeatably locate the angles of those fittings on the side of the pump each and every time. On the legacy system loop line kits that should be available early second quarter of 2018, we have gone from the strategy of installing the tube hose combination that we're using in production to installing a more robust hose pump to motor design. This design will feature 5,000 psi hoses fully wrapped in Cordura sleeving from end to end. They will no longer have the quick lock disconnect fittings and will be retained with some additional clamping features that will be available in the kit. This will provide better routing and retention of the hoses to prevent any rub-through failures as they route through the chain tank. On the radial machines, we've added this gusset to add increased strength to this rear joint and prevent any damage to this rear boss in extreme duty applications. Our tubes now, standard from the factory, have a protective clear coat finish to protect and add life in corrosive environments such as salt spray and manure applications. It's not present on this H-link, but on the medium frame H-links, we have made an additional change in gusseting for increased durability in high tractive effort applications. The new medium frame H-link has gusseting that comes in here on both sides of the tube on both the top and bottom. With this change, there's also a hood change to accommodate for the gusseting on the lower side of the H-link. What once was a factory option is now standard on all compact track loaders is the protective covering that covers the hydraulic connections on the backside of the drive motor. This prevents any damage during clean out or in high debris and rocky applications. We've made a change to the fuel cap venting system. What once was a vent right in the top center of the cap is now an umbrella type vent to prevent any debris ingression into the venting mechanism itself, which would lead to a difficulty to remove the cap or fuel tank vacuuming situations. On the 74 horsepower model, we have removed the particulate matter catalyst and gone to a DOC only solution, which eliminates the needs for regeneration. On the 90 horsepower models, we have changed our exhaust management strategy and have removed the diesel oxidation catalyst from these machines.